Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, July 11th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I nurture myself where I'm feeling the feels. And we have a full moon coming up this week, and full moon while we're in Cancer always hits a little different, even though this full moon is in Capricorn. This will be on Wednesday that we have this full moon incoming, but we're feeling it starting today, probably starting actually before today, to be fair. Cancer energy is where we are called to feel the feels fully. And Capricorn is where we can find ourselves trying to control the feeling of the feels. So our work for the next few days as we build to this full moon, and even as we reach the full moon, is recognizing that to truly be in control doesn't mean that we have to be rigid or that we have to lock things down, but to be cognitive, to bring awareness, to be present. That is where we are actually in our most controlled, I guess, within ourselves, and allow the feels to move through. So just keep that in mind as we move to that full moon. Just to mention the rest of the week. Full moon, then we have our full moon over afterwards. On Saturday, we are going to have some, actually I would say like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're going to have some really strong mental energies coming in. We will have the Sun and Mercury combined on Saturday. And so with Mercury in Cancer, we're already working on blending or mending, I don't know if that's the right word, again, awareness of our thoughts and our feelings and how they are working together. Recognizing how our thoughts influence our feelings, recognizing how our feelings influence our thoughts, and seeing where we can find some homeostasis, some balance in there. But again, the mental energies may spike up. And speaking of mental energies, Venus in the sign of Gemini, Venus will be finishing up in Gemini that Saturday and move into Cancer on Sunday. So this week is a really great week with Venus finishing up in Gemini this week. To be aware where change is being called in regards to your values, in regards to self-care, in regards to relationships, and seeing where you can implement those changes. So let's dig into Monday fully. We have the moon in Sagittarius. I love the combo of Sun in Cancer, Moon in Sagittarius, because the Sun in Cancer feels so deeply, and the Moon in Sagittarius is like, hey, even though you're feeling all these things deeply, I promise there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I promise there's really good things coming about. So Moon in Sagittarius is reminding us that. Today the Moon is making the connections. We have the Moon connecting to Venus, Moon connecting to Saturn, and Moon connecting to Neptune. So it's an opposition with Venus. So this may be around our beliefs, that there's a little bit of change, and some of our beliefs are actually probably inhibiting our worth, probably inhibiting some changes, some shifts that we actually need to make to fully honor our worth. So be aware of any of that popping up for you today within the day. There may be some shift in relationship also coming around with this. If you show up in right alignment for you, right alignment meaning like your truest soul alignment, which, let's be fair, we're working towards there, but we don't always necessarily get there, right? But we're always working towards that. But the more we can show up in that, hold that intention, do our best to work into that, we show up in right alignment with everybody else. So just keep that in mind. Doing right by your truest self. This is not your ego. This is not, always the wounded parts, although we have to be kind to those parts, but to your soul self. When we are working in alignment with that, we show up right for everybody else. So I'm feeling that there might be some of those kinds of shifts going on today. Let me look at these cards. I didn't even fully look at the cards. All right. So be aware of that. in the energy. The next connection kind of solidifies that. It's the moon connecting to Saturn. Now, while Saturn can have us being like, I need to show up, I need to do these things, feeling that energy, this connection, again, feels like, let me keep reaching for it. Let me keep working on my alignment with my soul mission, my soul calling, and trusting, again, that the alignment of that aligns you on your path, just on this other level that is so helpful. Now, where we get confused is like, am I doing the thing? Am I not doing the thing? And that brings to light our final connection of the day. It's the moon squaring Neptune. And that's the thing, is like, we never really know, right? It's always constant readjustment to get to that place where you're like, oh, that's the place. So don't get too much in your head. Don't get too caught up in the shoulds. Really just keep working to find that place where it's like, oh yeah, that's the place. That's the place. And realize we shift in, we shift out of it. And even the shift ins and the shift out of those energies is part of the overall alignment. I hope this is making sense. Please tell me if this made sense to you, because oh my goodness, I'm trying to describe something, but words are not coming easily. That Neptune energy, like even the Neptune energy can be such an illusion. And that illusion might even be like those times when we're feeling a little off. Like, oh, it's so off, I'm ruining it. And the illusion there is like, no, you're not. This is just part of the lesson. This is part of the path there. So it's like not letting those moments where you feel less than or where you don't feel aligned, not letting those sabotage everything else, recognizing those are guiding posts just the same to get you to that place where you're going. So you might have a little confusion, a little illusion pop up in the evening, maybe even some interesting dreams. Just be aware of that. Keep letting your feelings show you, like, on the path, off the path, on the path, off the path. Keep finding your way to that sweet spot. All right, so top of the cards for today, I think is really appropriate. Patience. I think this is a key of Cancer energy. Does every Cancer embody patience? No. But I think it's a very nurturing, kind quality that we can all benefit from utilizing, especially when it comes to ourselves, our journeys. So having patience with where you're at, having patience with the emotions that come up. You're human. You are allowed to go through these things. The next card that we have, though, is that control card. So we are feeling this full moon Capricorn incoming. The moon will not shift into Capricorn till 2 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday. But still, we're finding that. And so watch where you try to control yourself out of feeling what you're feeling. You don't have to control yourself. You need empathy for yourself. You need compassion for yourself. Move through it. And then move on. That's where I think the control can actually benefit, where it's like, I allow it so that I can move through it rather than suppress for another day. All of this requires courage, great love, great heart presence to move through this. That being said, we have the letting go card and the intensity. There are going to be some feels, I would say this is probably over the next few days, but you may experience this even today, where there is some intensity of feeling as we are moving through some of these feels and even maybe letting go. This may be part of shifting that path to highest alignment for yourself. So just keep that awareness. Cancer season, it's some work, right? Allowing ourselves to feel in a world that's told us not to feel is some work, but we can do it. Anyway, I'm going to close it up here. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.